Hi guys, welcome back to the Humble Gamer channel. I am the Humble Gamer. This is the second of my 3 scenarios on the South Wales coastal line. I now know what the next route's going to be. I will tell you in the next episode of this, so you'll find out next week. But it's going to be a goodie. So now we are driving 4051, a Freightliner container service to Southampton. Loading of the train is complete and you are ready to depart. This train is booked at a 10 AM path. Set up the train and get going when ready. We are driving a Class 70. While we are paused, I am just going to pop out of the cab and show you this Class 70. I'm sure you guys have got audio. I have turned right down in my headphones. There we go, that's better. So yes, here is the Class 70. I said last time, it's intriguing, and it is intriguing. But anyway, let's set ourselves up, shall we? So when we're good to go... Lovely, nice cab, quiet by the sound of things. Very quiet. It's an American style cab, isn't it? It's got, yeah, because it's an American style locomotive. Canada, I believe they're built in. Go via Newport up relief. Signal can't pass the signal of danger, that's fine, but we can, I presume we can like just move a little bit further forward. Yes, we can. It's just until we enter the can't enter the track because there's something else which actually is just over that wall, whatever it is. So okay, so right, so it's a slow. Okay, I haven't driven the Class 70. I should point out this is new for me, so I don't really know what to expect. Ooh. When it goes down, normally they go up. Okay, that in and of itself is interesting. Good lord, I need to put my teeth in. Since I've restarted this up, I've been awful. Presumably we're just pulling containers, are we? Yes, we are. Yeah, very, very American looking outline. So we're starting at Wentloog. We'll go through Newport, go via Newport, go via the Severn Tunnel, and then stop at Bristol Parkway up passenger loop. So it is a slightly glorified, well, I say glorified, it's a passenger run but with freight, but we can pull ourselves to a stop. I think that's what's going to be in our way. Another Freightliner. Okay, we can pull slightly further forward, can't we? And let's be honest here, we can pull further forward on this one. And we shall. No, it's not all the way, but... Long old coal train, right, so that's the coal train has gone by now. So once it clears its next signal, we will be good to carry on, albeit slowly, with caution. There's a high-speed train. Rattling past. We might see a 175 at some point as well. High-speed train will be our next locomotive. Yes, it still hasn't gone past its, because you can see the green right in the middle of the screen there. So we're on a 10 o'clock path anyway, so we've got a bit of time, but I'm not expecting to be heading out anytime soon. Presumably we are, yeah, we're in between, so Cardiff's down here. Yeah, we're here, and then we're going to Bristol Parkway, which is right here. So yeah, we're going through the tunnel. Cool. So we're good to go. So let's crack on. 9:59, so you know there's a couple of signals clear ahead of us because I can't ask to pass the signal at red, so we've got a bit of clarity, got a clear line ahead of us. Let's see what's happening on the main line behind us. Nothing, and we are just containers. So yeah, this should be about a 40-minute scenario, give or take. Maybe 50 minutes all told. Oh, it is a very nice, quiet cab. If anyone drives a Class 70 in real life, let me know if it is this quiet or if there's a bit more noise to it. The Class 66 is relatively. I've heard that's got a relatively quiet cab, and this is obviously supposedly the markup from the Class 66. So. Also, is it an improvement on the 66, or should we have stuck with what we knew? But yes, so yeah, it should be a fairly painless run, this one. You gonna ping me? Yep. Because it's 2 reds. It better not be 20 all the way. Because surely we can go faster than 20. I know we're a freight train, but surely we can go faster than 20. Mind you, we're on the slow lines, aren't we? Oh no, we can go to 60. That's fine. I thought 20 was going to be a bit slow. So let's get some throttle behind us, shall we? So I hope you've enjoyed the footage that we've had since we've come back. I'm not entirely sure what you will have seen yet, because I know you will have seen Sherlock Holmes and the Devil's Daughter, you'll have seen The End of Woodhead, you'll have seen this and the previous episode of what's it called? You know, this route, the South Wales Coastal, and you will have seen some sort of 10th anniversary gubbins. I'm not sure what yet, but you will have seen another game that I haven't decided on yet. And I don't know what that other game is. Or you'll have seen double episodes of Sherlock, which is also potential. But I think there will be another game. I just don't know what that other game will be. It could be a one shot. It could be something I don't know. It could be something else that Dave bought me. I just don't know. I just don't know. So yeah, I'm still deciding what the 4th game is. But you'll see, because obviously you now know the new schedule: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I say the new schedule; that's been the schedule for a few years now. But just to remind you, if you are brand new, you'll get videos on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays when there's footage. There's no guarantee of when they will be, but if I am going to release videos, it'll be Friday, Saturday, Sundays, Mondays. Yeah, so enjoy that, I guess. But yes, looking forward to the next route. Actually, since it's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice change. Nice change. Charlie has chosen well. Again, if you don't know, this series I started doing vaguely. It was supposed to be a run from the north of England, the north of Britain, to the south of Britain. But then there were routes that I missed that would be out of sequence, so I decided I'm going to let my wife decide which routes I drive and when. And yeah, she's picked well. She's picked very well. We've bounced around Britain. It's been quite nice. We've also bounced around a couple of time periods as well. It's been very, very nice. But yes, if you're brand new, go back and check the beginning of this series where we started on the West Highland Line extension between Fort William and Mallaig. Then we went to Edinburgh and Glasgow. Then went Edinburgh down. We did the Fife Circle. Then we did a one scenario because there wasn't a career scenario. Did a one scenario, a single run from Edinburgh to Newcastle, and then that's where Charlie started picking stuff. So then we did the West Coast Main Line, London Euston to Birmingham, Euston to Birmingham. Then we did the Woodhead route, and then I had a bit of a hiatus. So now we're here at the South Wales coastal between Cardiff and Bristol. And then next we're going to... I'm not going to tell you until the next episode. You're going to have to tune in to find out where the next route is. But it does break with tradition. That's all I'll say. I look forward to reading the comments. So yeah, Class 70 is driving quite nicely actually, up to 58 miles an hour. I've not had to do anything much because it's a freight scenario. It's basically a run through. So I'm supposed to be there at 10:13 on Newport up relief. ETA is 11 minutes past 10, so we're going to be a couple of minutes early, which is going to be good for the score. We need to pull ourselves back a little bit because we're reaching 60 miles an hour and we're on double yellows. So we're on warnings. Is the next one red? The next one isn't red, but it will be a single yellow, I imagine, and then the next one after that will currently be on red. Hopefully by the time we get to this next one it'll be double yellow, not yellow. Right, it is just yellow, so we'll idle now. And we shall just add a bit of braking. Yes, I'm braking, don't worry, I know the speed limit's changing. Oh no, we are double yellow now, that's good. Means we don't have to stop, we can just slow to the 40 mph speed limit, which is nice. I still prefer semaphore signalling. I still prefer semaphore signalling, I have to be honest. Although from a clarity point of view, I get it, because the LED electric lights are, yeah, they're easier. Less to explain, probably more to go wrong, but less to explain, less to learn, because it's just, you know, red, double amber, amber, green. Okay, so it doesn't look like we're diverging, so we're staying on this track. But right, okay. What have we got? What have we got here? What's going on? Nothing much. We are still below 40 mph, which is good. So we won't need any points, and we're going to gain points for being on time at Newport Relief. So we came flying through this last week in the Class 175, just doing the little local. And right, so we're still on double yellows, so which means that so we're on double yellows. The light ahead of us is currently on yellow, and the light ahead of that is currently on red, but that obviously changes as trains move through. So hopefully by the time we get to the next one it will also be on double yellow. Although all I'm seeing ahead of me is greens and reds. Yes, phone, what do you want? Lovely, okay, is it a single yellow? Yes it is, perfect, right. So yes, this is a single yellow one, which means the next one, as we go into some sort of tunnel, I think by the looks of things, is going to be on red. Oh, but I can pass it, okay, that's good, so I've sent that request. So I can go past this one at red. Where are we going? Which way are we going? We're staying through here. So I can, hold on, I can enter a tunnel. That did say approved, didn't it? Yes, it did. It must have done, because I can't call it up again. Okay, so let's pop on through then, I guess, since we're allowed to. Not sure why they've allowed me to. Well, I can't pass the next one though. That's fine, so we're just going to sit in the tunnel for a bit. While presumably the express in front of us, no, it's not an express, it's another goods train, isn't it? While the freight train ahead of us continues on its merry way. There is Newport Relief. Oh, it's approved, so we can go past this next signal danger. Okay. Let's continue on. I think it's changed from red to single amber. Don't worry, I'm still awake. Still awake. I'm still good. Driver controls. So presumably this is the Newport up relief line. I would imagine so. And it's not a red signal ahead of me, which is good. Oh, I'm on green now, good, so I can rumble on through Newport and head towards the Severn Tunnel. £334 points for being early. Also going to be early at the Severn Tunnel Main as well. By about 4 minutes, so obviously that depends on what other traffic stuff happens between us and then, but then, so yeah, we started sort of around this area in the previous scenario. In fact, we did what that Class 175 is currently doing. And no, we didn't. We came from. Oh yeah, no, yeah. We did what that Class 175 is currently doing and joined this route from that junction, because I think we were coming from Holyhead. I think that's what the pre scenario situation was. We were taking it. We were running a train that was started at Holyhead and was going to Cardiff. But okay, yes. So now we are heading fairly swiftly towards the Severn Tunnel, I think. I was going to say in the last video, actually, one of the first community-made routes I had on the original Microsoft train simulator ran from Cardiff. No, not was it Cardiff? Did it run from Cardiff? No, it ran from Swansea, which obviously this route now runs to. Not this version of it. I don't have that version of it. I've got the old version. But it ran from Swansea down to Carmarthen, and I can't remember what it was called, but it was a great route. It used to use a UK fine scale track. But yeah, I was thinking about like when I played the last scenario, I was just like, yeah, this is. So my train simming, history actually has a Welsh connection. Actually, that was I went to university in Carmarthen. So even more close connection. Right, okay, so the Severn Tunnel Main is in just under 9 miles, give or take a Tuesday. So let's see where we are on the map. So yeah, we're here. So we're going through all of this. We're going to go past Llanwen. Again, I apologise to any and all Welsh for my terrible English style pronunciation. Then through Bishton. Then Magor. And then Severn Tunnel Junction. And then yeah, I do have the expanded version of this actually, where we the Western main lines from Just Trains. So there is that, but I don't have a lot of the stock to run the scenarios on that, which is why I didn't choose that one for this. Because I don't have a lot of the Just Trains locomotive stock that is required to run a lot of those scenarios. Oh, excuse me. My apologies. This is quite a pleasant run, this. More interesting than the one last night, although still ultimately end-to-end. In fact, a lot of this stuff is end-to-end, because a lot of these, they don't give you a lot of... shunting stuff doesn't tend to happen on Train Simulator. Certainly not with modern routes. On some of the more... we're overtaking a... is it stationary? Is it waiting? It is, in fact, yes, it is. It's just stationary to signal. I wonder why. Wonder what it's waiting for, but it is waiting nonetheless. Yeah, shunting scenarios, particularly in modern routes, don't tend to be in vogue at the moment. I don't know why. Shunting puzzles used to be all the rage. I was never particularly good at shunting puzzles, but shunting puzzles did used to be very, very good, and very, very popular. And they maybe I'm out of touch with the community, but certainly the proprietary routes don't tend to do as many shunting puzzles, which is a shame, because shunting puzzles are good. They're good activities. So we're now going to rumble towards the Severn Tunnel anyway, dragging you back to the semi-popular YouTube channel. And yeah, I don't think we haven't got anything else, so we've just got this. We can go into the cab at the back and just look at the world as it goes backwards. But there's no real point in doing that. Like a 197 incline, I haven't even noticed. Says something about the power of these class 70s. But yes, as I said in the last episode, I do have one of these on Sodor. It works out of Cronkdane Yards in the middle of the island, between Cronk and Kildane, you see, hence why it's called Cronkdane Yards. It's the big marshalling yard in the middle of Sodor, which deals with freight for the main line for the Peel Godred and Peel Godred Electric Railway, and for the Kirk Ronan, the Isle of Ronan branch. And it, obviously it uses. We've lost 6 points for speeding because I hit 41. Oh, I know. I'm going to lose more points for speeding now because there we go. We're idle. No, we're not idle. We're flat all of a sudden. I wonder why that suddenly picked up. I must have missed something. Too busy thinking about Sodor route, which I know you guys haven't seen in about 2 years. I'm well aware of that. In fact, by the time you see this, getting into 3 years. It is coming back, like I said in the last episode. I'm happy to do an episode where you watch me build stuff. But I'm not happy. There's nothing yet to show, really. There's a couple of bits, but no completed routes as of yet. And I would like to complete routes before I... complete scenery, at least, before I show you guys too much. But like I said, I am happy to... Oh, excuse me. Yawn in your face, apparently. I am happy to do an episode where you watch me build a section, if people would find that interesting. I'm also happy to go through sheds and shed allotments and locos that I'm going to use on the line. A couple of them you'll know, because a couple of them are obvious. Yeah. Let me know in comments what if anything from Sodor you would like to see while I'm still building stuff. But Sodor is not a priority at the moment. It's something I pick up once every month or so and just have a quick look and quick play around with. But it's not something I'm focusing on at the moment. In fact, YouTube in general isn't something I'm right now in my life I'm focusing on, but it's not a massive priority. And if it falls behind, it falls behind. There is a signal box because this is some sort of junction. And then we're doing this. We can't be less than 5 miles away from Severn Tunnel. Oh, a level crossing. Right, so that's obviously the big main line next to us, where the fast trains go, and then there's us. I thought it'd been 40 miles an hour for a while. Oh, excuse me. Apologies to that. Apologies if that slurp came through. Oh, we're crossing over. It's a flyover. It is, you know, it's a flyover. Oh, no ding. I thought there was going to be a ding. Oh, 1 in 70 gives this locomotive some trouble. As we are pulling quite a bit of freight. And then we're now going to need to idle that because we're going to be going down at a... It's not going to be the steepest incline, but it's going to be fairly steep. Yeah, 1 in 70. So once our freight is all on the downhill, that's going to give us a good push with gravity. But by that point, it looks like we should be past this. This is the curve that would cause us trouble in that situation, and we are clear of it, which is good. Which is very, very good. Oh, there's an HST. We'll start seeing those on Heritage Railways soon. I think a couple of them have already been allocated. Quite weird going on the Severn Valley Railway being pulled behind one of those. That'd be weird. Good fun. Good. No, it will get the enthusiasm. It will help keep those railways alive, particularly with the coal situation at the moment. Having more of the modern quote unquote traction. That will get the enthusiasm. I think that's a good thing. Like I said, it may not be necessarily my personal cup of tea, but it will get the punters in, it will get the money flowing, and it will keep Heritage Railways alive. Because eventually, we're going to have to look at Heritage Railways in the sense that what we now travel on, you know, something like a Class 70, you know, those sorts of things, your Turbo Stars, they're going to be on Heritage because they're going to be Heritage units. They're going to be on Heritage Railways. They'll be the current generation of what would have been train spotters, quote unquote, back in the day. And I don't mean the derogatory sense of the term, I mean the actual hobbyists. You know, that's what they would have grown up with. They are to modern day people what steam locomotives were to children of the 50s and 60s. So I think it'd be interesting. I might actually do that. I might actually do a run with a shorter the Class 225 race, where it's the 2 power cars and the 4 passenger carriages in the middle. I might do a run of that along the Severn Valley. That could be quite an interesting little look into the future of the Heritage Railways. Do something like that on the West Somerset line as well. Might actually do a sort of modern traction, quote unquote, a modern traction tour of the preserved railway lines, because I've got a few on here now. So that could be an interesting little series in itself, couldn't it? So yeah, let me know what sort of modern, and by modern I mean sort of brought out from like the 80s through to anything that's being retired now, so 80s up to sort of 2010s. What you've grown up with, what you would like to see, what you think will be the next sort of heritage locomotives and stock, and I'll do a series of, that'll be a good series actually, I'll do a series of modern heritage railways, how heritage railways will look in perhaps 20-30 years time. Obviously alongside the steam locomotives that survive. But yeah, I think that'd be quite a cool little look actually. Places like the Great Central, where every station has its own era. Obviously, they've got their expansion project going on. We're going to have to start getting, stations as they would have looked in the 70s and in the 80s. Which which means we're going to have some very boring, in my opinion, heritage railway stations. But yeah, people grew up with it, you know. I quite like the Class 150s, the Sprinter units, and the little Centro units, the Class 15, I think it was 152, something like that. I'll have to find it out while we're doing all this gubbins, actually getting towards the 7 tunnel. But I think it's Class 152, the tiny little Centro. No, it's not them. No, those are all Sprinters. That's not what I wanted. It's not the Class 142. I know that. Because that's your bus on wheels. That's your. It's come up under the Class 152. Oh, it says it's a Class 150. Yeah, there we go. That's what I mean. That, but in the Centro trains livery of the 1990s. That's what I grew up with. That's what I used to travel on. I don't necessarily consider them particularly heritage, but I think if I went to the Sembley Railway and I saw that pulling, I'd be like, yeah, you know what, I could get on board. No pun intended. I could get on board with those. Right, so now we're going through 7 Tunnel Junction, and this is 7 Tunnel Main. We're going to be there about 6 minutes early. And then we're going into the 7 Tunnel itself. So this is where this route is going to get a little bit dull, because it's going to be just pitch black for a while. Pitch black and downhill. So here we go, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, those are the bits that go up, yeah, to Chepstow and places like that, which again you can do. You can see those on the Western Main Lines stuff that Just Trains brought out. Like I said, I don't have a lot of scenarios for that, just because I don't have a lot of the stock for it. But if you want to see me do a sort of a run without, you know, any traffic on it along one of those, let me know. I'm sure I can do an excursion of some description. And this is the 7 Tunnel, and this is now going to be incredibly dull. Because it's 75 mph. We're going downhill at 1 in 90 until we get underneath the River Severn. Then we're going to go up. And when was it actually? Since this is going to be quite dull in terms of driving, certainly in terms of what you can see, because that's it. This is what you're going to get, folks. When was the 7 Tunnel open? Let's see if we can get some 7 Tunnel facts up in here. The 7 Tunnel. Oh, I had no idea it was that old. So, it was constructed by the Great Western Railway in 1873, well, between 1873 and 1886. The crowning achievement of GW was Chief Engineer Sir John Hawkshaw. Well, I had no idea it was that old, so steam trains would have used it quite regularly. Yeah, it cut journey times apparently. 4.3 miles long. Only 2.2 of it is actually under the river. So it was the longest underwater tunnel in the world until 1987, and for more than 100 years it was the longest mainline railway tunnel within the UK. It was finally exceeded in this capacity during 2007 with the opening of 2 major tunnels on the High Speed 1, forming part of the Channel Tunnel Rail Link. Had electricity installed in 2016. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So I didn't know it was that old. It's 1886, so be 140 years old. in 3 years' time, so it's 137 years old. Well, there you go. I didn't know. Ah. So there we go. Right, so now we're going to start climbing, so presumably, I wonder what those blue lights mean, that we're now under the river? Is that what that means, or is that just telling us that now we're flat and then we're going to start climbing again? I need to start putting some gusto into this engine, I think, either way. And probably some sand. So we're out to full throttle. We are going up 1 in 100. And we have quite a hefty train behind us. So right, we're nearly out of the tunnel as well, so we've done that in pretty good time. I've actually been through this tunnel as well. So that was, it was dull. You just looked out the window and you saw brick. So you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I've used it. It's all right as tunnels go, I guess. You know, it tunnels, gets you underneath the River Severn, gets you into Monmouthshire or out of Monmouthshire, depending on your point of view. So yeah. That's all I have to say about it, really. 1886. Mind you, the Channel Tunnel was proposed in like the 1840s or the 1850s. In fact, the Great Central, the original Great Central route was built. That's going to have come through really loud on the microphone because it was right underneath it. The original Great Central route was designed with designed for the European loading gauge in mind. And then, of course, the idea was shelved until the late 80s, early 90s, when construction began. So yeah, there's my tunnel facts for you. So we are now out of the Severn Tunnel. We're now in England, in Gloucestershire. And I am struggling. Because it's 1 in 100 and I'm pulling Lord knows how much tonnage behind me. So centre on the player, now we're out of the tunnel. Just going through Pilning. And then going to go through Pilning platform. And we're 6 miles away from Bristol Parkway up Passenger Loop, which is where we finished this scenario, I believe. We're scheduled in for 10:45. We're actually going to get there at 10:39. So we're going to finish. We're going to be early. We're going to be quite early on this scenario, which is good ultimately. Probably we might get slowed down by signals, of course, between then and now. So when did it become 4-track again? About there, I think. Yeah, just sort of folds out again. Well, these two stay the same, and then folds out there. You saw the track formation. You would have been watching. I wasn't. As is so often the case in these videos. Right. So, at what point do we reach the summit? Because we can't be that far away. Here is Pilning. Very functional looking station. Does its job. There we go, we've levelled out a little bit now. So yeah, this is Gloucestershire. And again, I apologise to anybody from Gloucestershire for my accent. Right, so we'll pick up some more time here as well, because we can get up towards 50, 60, 70 perhaps. Now we're climbing up over it. We're climbing up over something again. What are we climbing up over now? That's just how the railway goes. I'll pass another Class 70 that's going to go beneath us. There he is, or they are, or she is, don't know. Wouldn't want to offend anybody. Taking coal empties back into Wales. We're still climbing, which is of a little concern, because even with sand on, I'm still struggling to get up to speed. Excuse me for yawning. I'm going through another tunnel now. And come out through Patchway. I presume, yes, we're going to take this route down into Plymouth Parkway, Bristol Parkway. So they're only 3 miles away now, so yeah, we'll be done in the next 5 or so minutes, I reckon. Really odd track formation here, height-wise. There's a really odd height map for the track. Must be somewhat of a hangover from the original GWR build, and obviously because they haven't rebuilt this line, but must have been some engineering stuff, or maybe it was one single track route and then they had to, when they built the 7 tunnel, they had to double track it. Potentially that's possible. Any railway historians out there who actually know what they're talking about, please do let me know, because I thought the 7 tunnel was modern and it's not. It's 137 years old. So, what do I know? Oh, excuse me again. I didn't realise Bristol was this high up. We've been climbing for a fair while, since we were underneath the River Severn, in fact. But actually, while we're again just plodding on through darkness, how high is Bristol above sea level? "11 metres? No! Why are we climbing this much if it's only 11 metres above sea level? That doesn't seem right. I mean, the internet says it is, so it must be, but nah, I'm not buying that. I think Bristol's lying. That's not a phrase I thought I'd say on this channel at any point. At least we won't have to slow for the 60-mile-an-hour stretch, because we're barely going 40 at this point. Come on, Class 70, up the hill, up the hill. I've not had to touch the controls since the 7 tunnel. So about 8 miles ago. And now we're popping through Patchway. Yeah, there's where that weird track formation starts as well. Where, yeah, I think my guess is, layman's guess would have been, it was once a single track, and they had to get the double track in, they had to use different elevation. So now we can go up to 60 miles an hour now, and we actually can because we're on the flat. When you're slow, but we can't go too fast because we're only less than 1.5 miles away from Bristol Parkway. So, oh, there's the canter. Camber. Excuse me. What, canter? It's a camber, isn't it? We're doing it slow because we're coming up to a 25 miles an hour speed limit is going to beep at me horribly now. Yep, here it is. Right, so we're just pulling up into Bristol Parkway up passenger loop. So, any fans of Bristol Parkway, here you go. It's only the passenger loop, but you'll get to see most of the rest of the station, I reckon. There's the rest of the main line. There's this diamond outside Bristol Parkway. Okay, so we're going to have slowed. We're now below 25 mph. Ooh, two high-speed trains, both going in this direction. So one's clearly going underneath the river, and one is going along the main line without going by the river. And here is Bristol Parkway. So again, if you're a fan of Bristol Parkway, welcome, congratulations, enjoy your favourite station. Do people out there have favourite stations? Is that a thing that people have? But yeah, here we are. So this is Bristol Parkway. We're in the up passenger loop. We cannot go past the signal that is currently at danger because there's no point. There's not much route after that point anyway. So, but we're going to be about a good 4 minutes ahead of time. Yes, I know. Better start slowing because we are starting to run out of track before the signal. Really better start slowing because we're running out of track before the signal. There we go. We're gonna do that nicely, or am I going to get a spad to end the scenario? Yep, spad. Well, I did it. I did it with a score of 654. We know I did it, but I did technically pass a signal at danger. So you know what? I'm going to take it. You all saw me do that. I'm not going to say anything other than that. So I hope you have enjoyed what you're seeing. Please like and subscribe. Check out the game in the description below. Check out the other railway stuff I do in the description below. Check out the annotation on the screen you're about to see. And I shall see you next time for the very last episode of this of these three scenarios. So we should be driving a Class 43 Intercity 125 service high-speed train. From I think we go from Bristol, Temple Meads to Parkway, and then through to Newport and Cardiff. So, but we shall see in the next episode. Thank you ever so much for watching, guys. That was me. That was the South Wales Coastal on Train Sim Classic. See you very soon. Goodbye.
I'm on the road. I'm on the grass. I'm on the grass. This is why you shouldn't text and drive, people.
Are you texting and driving?
I am texting and driving on the internet, yeah.
Oh, the service didn't.
You are setting a really bad example.
I'm setting a horrible example.
Fucking proud of yourself.
I do not condone texting and driving, but then again I can't drive, so...
Am I
changed, man.
Why am I not hitting the
past
motorway?
30 seconds.
I've changed.
Really fucking changed, mate.